Hello everyone. I'm kind of revisiting an old project but with a new brand of mica powder. Believe it or not, these mica powders are actually the same mica powders that you use in hair dye, and I actually got this one from a local hairstylist who had a few samples, believe it or not. I mean, that's kind of wild. I never would have thought that the mica powder I use and the mica powder that they might use would be anywhere in the same category, but that's really interesting. What kicked that conversation off was basically me expressing a desire to use more natural looking shades and colors. So they were like, I have a few samples if you want to grab some, and I was like, cool. So I don't know how this is going to turn out. This is some kind of green that I'm using here. We'll find out in short order, I guess. I am going to be using some of the mica powders that you've seen in the past, some of the chameleon colors, to give it a little bit of pop, because it is a baby dragon we're doing, but I thought the green would be a nice color to test out, and if it's successful, I will try some others. And I even have the website from where she orders hers, so I can link that in the description. And I know that my uploads as recently has slowed down a bit, but I've just... it's a mixture of being in a creative slump and some bad luck. Some of just not knowing kind of how I want to proceed, and others of some of my footage just being gone. So that hasn't been a fun time. So I decided one of the things I'd do to try to get the creative juices flowing again, because I refuse to stay in a slump. That can't happen. Is I'm just going to return to some comforting territory, and that's doing my mica powder paintings. And besides, I kind of do need another baby dragon. The other one actually sold at an art festival. So that's encouraging, and it will give me a chance to do a technique on this one that failed on a previous project. But I think I know what to do to get it to succeed this time. And I'm gonna keep the cool color palette for now. I'm gonna take this teal that I've used before from the chameleon mica powders. I'm just gonna paint in those little spines. I don't think they're going to look as close together in hue as they look on the camera, because I already know from having done pours before how brilliantly that teal shows up. I have no idea yet what the green's going to do. I did try to do a few videos previous to this, and I probably could have uploaded a little bit more, but I'm going to be honest with y'all, it wasn't really good. It wasn't really good, and I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and I cannot upload content just to upload content. I mean, I feel even as a small YouTube channel, I'm not going to upload low quality content, so I'm sorry that I've been slow this week. So we're going to just return to some more well-traveled pasts. I like painting these dragons. And towards the end of the video, we are going to be doing something that is slightly different with this one than we did with the first dragon. But first things first, let's get the main body colored. Now, as per usual, mica powder does fly around a lot. Though I love the kind of sand, chalky, really closer to charcoal texture, honestly, is what the mica powder has that makes it blend so easily. It is what makes it fly everywhere. So we're going to have a little alcohol swabbing here because I do want to clean up around these eyes. And I'm probably going to end up cleaning up around the nostrils eventually too. Because though it looks like we've got a lot of blue and green in these little areas that I'm cleaning up and lifting color away, this is where we're going to start adding a little bit of some warmer tones to kind of balance this out. I kind of have an idea in my head of how I want this to look. And I just want to get one part of the color wheel done first. At least the mica powder does lift away relatively easily. As you can see here, it's coming right off with this alcohol, but you do have to lift away the little splotches that get on the areas that you don't want them, because usually in a mold, the color that hits the mold first, the first layer, is what's going to show up even if you do layer over with like another color. That's going to be the color that'll show up the most vivid. And I kind of don't want any teal or green in those areas. Okay, that's looking a lot better. So I'm gonna actually put some teal around the little ledge there. I just wanted to get the green out. So I'm kind of keeping the green towards the center and the teal to like do the trimmings and outlines. It's kind of what I'm going for here. And then we're gonna have our little ears. I think those are ears. And our eyes and our chest and our spines there. And the little places in between the wings and the toenails we're gonna have something different. And I think I'm going to settle on the plum color from the chameleons. I think that's going to make a very interesting sort of color palette. I thought about doing red, but I wanted more of this plum. And I love how shiny these are. And I think this is also where I'm going to color in these wings here. Just kind of get some of that residue off, and there we go. Now we're not looking like such a blue teal dragon. A little bit of that warmth in there to kind of give us some contrast. And I think she's coming together nicely. Kind of just getting it deeper into those grooves. This little dragon here has some delightfully deep spines, which is good because I prefer a deeper mold for my pores. Let's see now. Kind of backing away, looking at it as a whole, seeing where I want to go next. I don't think I'm going to do the toes with that color. I think I'm going to do the toes, the claws a different color, and we're going to keep going with the spines with this plum color. So having done that, let's move to the head. It is dark outside today. I think it's gonna rain. This is the perfect activity to do, by the way, if you're inside and can't really go out. I will warn you though, if you start doing one of these, it's very hard to stop. You can end up with a pile of molds to pour. And I've had them pile up to where I couldn't even pour them all on the same day because I ran out of space. It's just really fun and really relaxing to paint these. I'm going to swab on a little bit of that teal on some of the bare areas on the side and kind of push it into the green. You're not stuck doing just a solid block of color. You can blend. In fact, I highly recommend it because it does make it look more natural, in my opinion. We're just going to get a little bit of that in the sides. I mean, we've already got some teal in here. And I'm just going to finish up the spikes. This really is one of the cutest molds that I own. I'm not surprised in hindsight that this one sold right away when I took it to an art festival. Speaking of which, I'm getting my own website together on eBay, and I will be putting this piece up. And I already have many other pieces of the jewelry up that I'll also link. So if you're interested in buying this or buying any of my other pieces, you can. That's something new that I did start during my quiet time where I wasn't posting as much. Now I'm going to once again clean up the eyes because once again we had mica powder that migrated and flew. It happens. It's not really avoidable. So keep your Q-tips, your alcohol, and your swab handy always. Just going to clean that up again because I'm going to actually pick a completely different color for around these nostrils and around these eyes. I think we're gonna go with gold. Gold goes with everything. So I'm gonna make the little horn at the top here gold. Man, the rain is coming down outside. I have to fight the urge to get sleepy, but anyway. Let's go ahead and get the outside ridges of these eyes. The gold always shows up very good. I don't know what it is about the metallic colors, but they just always do so well. Even after you pour, they show up well. And I'm just going to put teal on the very tips of that nose. And I'm going to grab some of this white for the actual eyeballs. I'm going to swab away any of the residue that hit the actual pupils because I don't want the pupils to be white. Actually, looking back at it now, there probably was no point in making the pupils any color. And you'll see why in a little bit. It's the reason that I said this dragon is going to be different from the last one we did. But let's not jump too far ahead. We still have to pour. And I have next to it a mold of these tiny little mermaid figures. I always usually keep a smaller mold to the side of like a smaller project, just in case there's an overflow of resin. If I make too much resin, I feel like it's a way to not waste it, is to always have a smaller mold and a smaller project to the side, so that way I can get something out of it. I don't like to waste anything, but resin's too expensive to just throw to the side like that. So this is one way you can make sure that you always use up all of the resin that you mix if you're not sure of the exact ratio that it's going to take to fill up the entire thing. And here we go. Some white mica powder pour that I'm going with. I'm just going to kind of move it with my popsicle stick to make sure that it gets into all of the little grooves and cracks, because we want it to fill everything. And I'm going to go ahead, and I did have a little bit left over. So it looks like I am going to be able to completely finish this little mold too. And I may well demold this one as a bonus to add on to this video, because it has been a while since I've made a full longer length upload like this. And now let's fast forward to the future. And what have we here? We have a little spill, that's what we have. I'm gonna peel that off. It's a little bit rubbery, which means it just needs to cure more, but at least it comes out easy. There we go. Okay, so the mica powder that's used on the hair did actually work perfectly well in a resin product. See, I'm gonna have to sand a little bit off the wing there, but that's all right. Might actually be able to just trim it with the scissors because it's still a little bit soft. And yeah, here we are. Beautiful. I've been wanting to make a more traditional green looking dragon for a while, but I'm gonna set that to the side momentarily. How did these come out? Oh, these came out shockingly well. Very cute, very cute. I'm surprised at how well that mold held those colors, but I think it is an icing mold, and those usually do. Nice, nice. Let's pop this one out. Again, very nice. And last but not least, very cool. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them yet, but they're cute. Leave me some ideas in the comments section if you have any suggestions for what I might do with these, but I'm definitely gonna need to plan to do something. Now let's get back to our original project here, our dragon. So why is this gonna be different? Because we are going to give them a fabulous set of eyes. I've tried to do this from curing inside the mold one time, and it came out uneven, and it was awful, and I had to throw the whole project away, and I was heartbroken. So I'm not going to try to do this from inside the mold again. I think I can actually balance it a lot easier outside of the mold, and I have some very fast drying, very strong super glue. So now we have just a matter of picking out what we want to use. And now you've got me suffering from decision paralysis, because I've got so many options to choose from, and they all look pretty good. That blue could maybe work, but I want to make sure that I explore all my options. And I'm going to link these eyes in the comment section because I've used them on so many projects to just make my stuff look better that by now it feels warranted. And they really do. I find that adding these little, probably not glass, some kind of plastic eyes really do just make so many artworks pop. And another thing I wanted to, that's a possibility right there. Put a pin in that thought. I mean, the cat eyes, the slitted eyes definitely give it a more reptilian look, so there's something to consider about that type of pupil. So I'm mulling it over, but at the same time, this is a baby dragon, and I feel like the big round eyes might lend it some more innocence, if that makes sense. But I have to also like the color that I choose, because once I put this on there, it's not coming off. Oh, I think we might have a winner. We might have a winner. Those big baby blues with the big round pupils, because again, it looks a little bit better on a baby dragon. And maybe I'll do some with some slits in the future, but that just looks too cute. I'm just going to put a little dab of this very quick drying super glue, which I'm also going to link in the description, because if you need to really just put something down quick, this stuff is great. You can keep a tube of it handy with you if you're working at art festivals, and if anything falls apart, it really is a quick fix. Another thing I wanted to mention is I've been looking at other videos online to get ideas, and one thing I noticed, and not to dunk on other videos because I know that not every channel out there is a tutorial, but I noticed that they go so fast and they do things so quickly that if you're trying to figure out how to do this yourself, you don't stand a chance. So if there's something that you guys have seen in my past videos that you don't understand or you think I rushed through, let me know. And if you want me to make a video that's more detailed about my process, I can certainly do that and go a little bit slower. And what I'm doing now is just putting some glue in the corners of the eyes because I want to make sure they're really secure. But yeah, that was my my main query there, is how am I doing on my the actual tutorial part of my video? Am I going too fast or am I going just fast enough? Let me know what you think in the comments. And that is looking good. I really do think that those mica powders from the hair colors are going to give me those more neutral antique looking feels for future projects. Also, if there's a mold that you would like to see me paint or something you'd like to see me do, don't be afraid to ask. I can probably very easily accommodate that request. And if you've stuck with me this long, go ahead and hit the little bell, like and subscribe. You'd help my small channel grow, and it's absolutely free. And I'm starting to sell some of my stuff on eBay, so I will be linking that too. And there we are. I just used some adhesive and I attached a little hanger, a little silver hanger to the back to put her on the wall. And there she is. And I will link where you can get that in the description too. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Look at those big blue eyes. And I will see you in the next art story. Bye for now.